Now, another thing you can do is you can specify output format. Grab that out of my sample here. In this case, I say, generate me an output that includes the following. Okay, so now in addition to this conversation, we say, generate a summary of the below conversation in the following format. And I want, what is his problem? What is the outcome? What budget did he have? Where did he come from? Where did he go? And did he book a hotel? Okay, so that's the prompt we engineered here. And now you see that it does indeed fill in exactly the information that I requested above in that format. Right, so pretty cool. So it extracted things like the dollar amounts and the remaining budget and where exactly did he go to. And so that's something I could now almost use programmatically. If this is a program that makes this call, I'm getting back this text, I could parse this text and get the information out. The only problem is it's not necessarily quite consistent enough to really make this happen. It would be nice if we had even a little more structure. So one of the things I'm now going to do is I'm going to add this. I say, go ahead and give me the summary in JSON format. Okay, so that's the format I want back is JSON. So fundamentally, yes, I want the structure that I described above, but then turn that into JSON format. And now you see the result is now JSON, and that becomes very easy to parse in most languages these days. And now we have rigid structure that we can use programmatically in an old-fashioned way, and we could then simply say, okay, what's the budget? And we could extract that very, very reliably and easily. So a question online is, when we said, is that customer from San Francisco? Is he from the US? Could it be an incorrect assumption that the customer is from the US? And the answer is absolutely yes. It's just like think of this more as a human now, right? If a human looks at this and says, where is this guy from? Well, probably from the United States. It's not guaranteed to be right, but it's probably going to be right in most cases. And the AI acts in the same way. So we are entering an era of programming that's not necessarily as rigidly correct as it was in the past. Nevertheless, what we can get out of this stuff is so useful. You know, it's orders of magnitude more useful than what we could do before. So you know, it's just like we accept that humans are sometimes wrong, I guess. Now, there's some scenario where it must be right, and we could then instruct it to say, well, if you're not 100% sure, don't make it up, right? If it's not in the source material for sure, say you don't know. And that would be a system prompt that could tell us, or tell the system to behave like that. And so is this an example of where it's a hallucination? No, hallucinations are more where basically nonsense answers become statistically correct because there's no better statistical correct answer. But in this case, it was statistically the most likely case. So it's not a hallucination, but it's still not guaranteed to be right. But hallucinations are when it truly goes off the rail. Now, it shouldn't do that with this prompt here because we engineered this prompt with enough information and grounded it, as we call it, in real information where it shouldn't hallucinate anymore. So the problem of hallucination goes away in this case because we grounded it in enough real data.